25. A certain woman had issues, many things. And 27, please. Sorry. 27. Heard of Jesus. But she came behind. She came behind. Most of my colleagues in the office were always asking, Pastor, please, do you have 20 naira? Do you have 15 naira? So anytime I go around and I see, all those leftover notes, 20 nairas, 15 nairas, 100 nairas, 10 nairas, that was in the days when they used to test pure water for. I wanted to buy pure water a few days ago, and I learned that pure water is, I think, is it 30 naira or something? It's 15 naira, 50. I said, The last time I bought a bag of pure water, I bought it for 70 naira. I've been 120, thereabouts. I said, 50 naira. So in those days, it used to be, I think, 3 for 20 naira or 10 naira or something. So I used to pack those notes. So when I would go to court and came back, I would not, okay, maybe it was one of those people that just notes. So I didn't, there were no notes there. And so this lady came to me and said, Pastor, yes, by money. I said, oh, he said, oh, it's been you. Silent takers. The only time they talk is when they don't get again. They don't come when you're there. They come from behind. I said, really? I've been looking for you. You are the one that has been taking it. And how many times do we come behind? Look like God didn't hear our prayers because we always like to come from behind. The only time we are loud, the only time we are bogus, the only time we are in the faith of everybody, the only time everybody knows and notices us is when we are in need. When we take, we always go to the back. So this woman, the Bible says, she came from behind. We had a lady came to our house sometime. And before I got home, spoke with my wife. And I just came in, met them, talking. And as she was going, I didn't know that while they were talking, my wife had given her some money. So as she was leaving, I saw her off the gate. And I felt, okay, let me do something. So I gave her. So, of course, usually. So when I returned, I just thanked my wife for hosting her and all that. So I told my wife that I had to give her something for her tiffin. And my wife said, she already gave her something. I said, she didn't tell me. Silent takers. They will never tell you. So when she got home, you know what she did? She sent me I sent my wife a separate text message. But she never tell any of us. So I was wondering, what kind of fool is that? Will you think that I will not tell my wife that I give you something? She had to take from both of us so that she will have enough. And she had to take it from behind. Because she suspected there is no way I would have held out money to give you and I would put it back. Because you told me that my wife has given you something. I will never do that. Once it has come out, it has come out. And that's the way many of us live our lives. We rob God. We rob the brethren. We exclaim on our Facebook Nigeria now, wow, every damn sin that is done, we are loud about it. But when we get alerts, we quickly delete it. My wife was telling me about the story of a man who came to rake in the bank while they were doing their system upgrade. They credited him his salary 3 times. 3 times. And so he didn't come to the bank. So when their system now came back, they now seized 2 of the 3 overflows. Then he showed up. So I want to see the manager. You would think he's the one that owns the bank. I said, what happened? He said, they took money from my account. I said, wow. Wow. And he was threatening them with lawyer. Was threatening them with police IGP. I said, what happened? And when he explained, they look at his account history. He said, sir, they credited you 3 times. He said, is it not my company? It's their mistake. Why do you want to correct it for them? He said, but sir, why didn't you come and complain when you got the 3? He said, why will I complain when I have more? The only time you complain is when they cease from you. I want to beg you, brethren, don't rob God. Don't be a silent taker. Don't be if you are loud about your need, don't be mute about your supplies. If you are loud about what you lack, don't be mute about the faithful out they sing to you. She came from behind. But the Bible says, she said, if I may touch but these clothes, I shall be whole. One of the ways people show ingratitude is that they don't mind to make contact without commitment. All they want to do is to have contacts. All they want is to have a touch. No commitment, just contacts. Just touch and go. And that's how we rob God as Oloshas. How many times have we visited God's place in prayers just to make contact for supply, but never to make commitment to the supplier? Many of the things we are looking for in church is to make contacts, not to make commitment to God. We are not there for relationship with God. And that's how to be ungrateful. Somebody met me one day. Okay, don't let me use my example. It is always good to be grateful. Some of you have people in your contacts that the only reason why you are keeping their number is for the time of trouble. The only time you will know you have their number is when you are in trouble. That's robbery. You are a relational and a social armed robber. You never ask them what they are going through. You never ask them. Some of them sent you to school. Some of them will always be there. You never call. Even when they see your number, they know there is something wrong. I was with a husband one day when caught, and his wife kept calling. And I said, sir, please check your phone. He said, Motiri, yawo mini. Nobody wanu wala lo manko. It's a wicked thing to be as a spouse. That if your husband sees your number, it's because he knows you are in one trouble. Because the only reason you made the contact is to get things. This woman came to touch, just to touch. Whatever would take her beyond the touch. All I want is a touch. Because I know if I have his contact, I'm going to get things from him. To be grateful is to go beyond the contact with God. to go into commitment. It's not enough. They will send you private text messages that they will never show. Something happened sometime, and somebody was saying all manners of nonsense around about me, and told one of my sisters. And my sister came to me and said, Pastor, but I said, how? I said, look at the text message. He just sent me a text message 2 hours ago. Say, I said, yes, this is it now. People know how to come from behind to take and hide like God never did things for them. People come to church, bastardize the church on Facebook, bastardize the church on social media, bastardize church everywhere, but they will never tell you what God has done to them from the brethren. The prayers of the saints that sustain them, the visits of the saints that change the story, the encouragements of the brethren that saw them through the flood. All they want to do is to make contact. Vamos. The next time you will see them coming is when they have the next need. If that is your lifestyle, you are robbing God. In fact, you are robbing yourself actually. This is not a month where you should also be looking for what to get. Grow beyond contacts and build commitment that shows that I'm grateful to God. I was going through my page yesterday, Friday, and I saw somebody posting something on my wall. I don't even know him till now. And he told me that in 2015, I met him. I don't even know him. I was having a group then, people were teaching discipleship class in Ibadan. And he said he just came to faith that time. And he was, giving testimony about the things we were teaching them then, how it helped him to grow in faith. And I was shocked. I don't even know him till date. I don't know him till date. I can't even recognize who he is. If I try to look at his face, I can't even fix it. So somebody came in the evening, towards the evening, to see me. And I was speaking with a person, and this person was talking about everything that is wrong with pastor, I said, so your pastor has never done anything for 13 years. He said, it's not like he's not trying, but I said, have you ever gone to him before and said, Pastor, thank you for doing this for me? He said, she is a pastor. I'm not asking you to come to me after service, so I'm not soliciting for help. I live among grateful people, and I'm not asking. I'm just telling you, one of the ways you are an armed robber is that from your spouse, the only time you report your spouse to your pastor is when you have issue. You will never tell your pastor that, my husband is trying. Pastor, my husband is trying. You are an armed robber. We don't hear when he buys things for you. We don't hear when she steps in to make up the bill in the house. Pastor, we never hear when she had headache and malaria and fever, and yet she still opens up for you. You will not hear that. The only time you will hear is when issues come up. Because the reason why you actually got married is to have a contact. And when what you expect to have, when what you want to siphon does not come again, then the church is bad. Then your husband is not good again. Then your wife is bad. She's a witch. If we are going to be great, must be grateful for all the little benefit you have gotten. God deliberately positions people around your life